Phase 3 of Wrath Classic, the Call of the Crusade, is finally upon us. This penultimate patch will see a brand new raid tier, updates to dungeons, new items for collectors, a fresh PvP season, and much more. Welcome all, my name is Willie. Today I'll be taking you through what to expect from the Call of the Crusade patch, talking over what's new, and how things may be a little different this time around compared to the original release. Let's start off with the big one, the upcoming raid, Trial of the Crusader. This is the first raid ever in World of Warcraft's history to adopt the heroic or normal format. This raid has a legacy for so many reasons. Jaraxxus, who is of course everyone's favourite Eridar Lord of the Burning Legion, it's the only raid ever with no trash at all, a PvP in PvE encounter in the faction champions, which definitely showed you who had their defensives to hand and who didn't, and a surprise entrance from the Lich King to introduce us to the final boss deep below the tournament grounds. It's expected to be a fairly short but sweet addition to Wrath Classic's raiding content, and to that end several changes have been made as to how it will work. Each difficulty will now share a lockout, so originally you could run Trial of the Crusader 4 times per week, now it's only 2. Also, some of the previously stackable items are unique equipped. Think of the big trinkets such as Death's Verdict. This is so you don't feel the need to run normal to try for this one item, as it would also be costing you your heroic lockout for the week. Finally, to offset there being less lockouts to do, bosses on both difficulties will drop additional emblems of triumph, and on 25 player, bosses will drop an additional trophy of the Crusade. This should all add up to making Trial of the Crusader feel as though it's a good source of upgrades, without feeling as though you're missing out due to there being less lockouts to do as a whole. But that's not all the raiding content, as Onyxia will be making a return in Dustwallow Marsh. Originally she was brought back for WoW's 5-year anniversary event, but this time we'll be making a return alongside the Call of the Crusade patch. A new feature here is an NPC called Zidormi who resides outside of her lair. She will allow you to toggle between the old level 60 version of the encounter and the newer level 81. And this time around you don't need an attunement as you did in vanilla, so don't worry about that. The fight itself, however, is very like it was in vanilla. Apply dots, more dots, handle many whelps, and see who can dodge a deep breath. Onyxia will drop items very reminiscent of her vanilla drop table, but with updated itemization for Wrath Classic. If you're particularly lucky, you might even see the reins of the Onyxian Drake. This super rare mount has the same model as Onyxia herself and boasts a premium 310% flight speed. Finally, raid-wise, the Vault of Archivon gets a new addition, Corellana the Flame Watcher. He will drop tier 8 PvE gear and season 7 PvP gear. Dungeon content will also be seeing updates in Call of the Crusade. The new difficulty, called Titan Rune Beta, is an amped up version of the previously available Titan Rune Alpha dungeons. In addition to the previous affixes, enemies will have additional health and damage, but players will gain access to new tricks to help them overcome this challenge. This will vary from dungeon to dungeon, but for example in the Nexus dungeons or Violet Hold, defeating a mirror image will give the player a stacking haste buff, and in the Culling of Stratholme, players can now find holy hand grenades to deal with powerful undead minions. The reward from Titan Rune Beta dungeons is a brand new currency called Sidereal Essence. This can be spent at the Living Constellation, where your faction emblem vendors are found in Dalaran. The rewards on offer are 10-man Ulduar hard mode items, including those from Algalon. These dungeons should both be a great option for players looking to gear up newer characters, as well as for mains who have been getting unlucky on a certain item from Ulduar 10 hard mode so far. Alongside Trial of the Crusader, there will also be a new dungeon, the Trial of the Champion, as a 5-man counterpart. This features some good old-fashioned horseback jousting, a variety of bosses, and of course a showdown with a Black Knight at the end. The dungeon will also be available on Titan Rune Beta difficulty, where the crowd get quite a bit more involved than normal by throwing down both buffs and debuffs to help or hamper players. The remainder of the content surrounding the Argent Tournament grounds will also release with the update. This includes several new reputation vendors such as the Sunreavers or the Silver Covenant, depending on your faction, as well as the Crusaders Quartermaster over in the Western Pavilion. These will offer new companion pets, mounts, toys, heirlooms, and more. You can also earn additional champion seals, as all the remaining tournament daily quests have been added into the game, so you can work towards various rewards that little bit faster. Another new feature to expect in the patch will be the inclusion of epic gems. These provide better stats than the rare quality ones, and should be something you look to place in your new gear where possible. Fortunately, there are many ways to get your hands on these gems, so however you like to play the game, you should be able to pick some up. At 450 alchemy skill, you can transmute a rare gem and an eternal into an epic gem once every 20 hours. There will also be a new quest at the alchemy shop in Dalaran just called Cardinal Ruby, where after doing 5 of any other epic gem transmute, you will learn how to transmute Cardinal Rubies. These are the red gems and they're going to be in really high demand. At 450 dual crafting, you can prospect titanium ore. This will give uncommon and rare quality gems, titanium powder, which you can trade in for Dalaran dual crafters tokens, and of course a chance at epic quality gems. Epic gems can be exchanged for 10,000 honor if you're more into PvPing for upgrading your gear, or you can exchange emblems of heroism for epic gems. The single color gems cost 20 each and the dual color 10. You can downgrade your emblems at this NPC in Dalaran Sewer if you wish to spend them in this way, but beware because once you've downgraded, it's permanent. Finally, all the new gem designs can be exchanged for Dalaran dual crafters tokens at the dual crafting shop in Dalaran. They cost 4 each. A new PvP season will of course be starting, that being Season 7, which will see the Relentless Gladiators gear become available for purchase. The best players will also be able to work towards titles and a mount, namely the Relentless Gladiators Frostworm. Finally, the Isle of Conquest will become available for play. This 40 vs 40 battleground pits Alliance vs Horde in a battle for resources against one another. It has you capture strategic points on the map, as well as building various vehicles to aid you in your gate crashing of the enemy base. Or, you know, maybe everyone will just run into each other in the middle of the map and fight for the first 5 minutes. Either way, similar to Alterac Valley, the first team to reduce the other side's resources to 0 or defeat their general will be declared victorious. And that's what to expect from Phase 3 of Wrath Classic, the Call of the Crusade. Whether it's raiding, collection, PvP, or something in between, there should be something for everyone. We hope you're looking forwards for what is to come. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in Northrend very soon.